Hello, I'm Laurise Dickson with TVJ News. Anzac Day services in Newcastle have become some of the biggest within Australia. Tens of thousands attended a host of events across the city this year to commemorate the spirit of the Anzacs.
Over 40,000 people gathered at the Newcastle foreshore to remember servicemen and women, past and present. Following the dawn service, people lined the city streets to watch the annual Anzac parade. Over the past decade, services in Newcastle have seen enormous growth in crowd numbers.
And when I first started out 14 years ago at Camp Shortland, we'll probably get about 5,000 people, so to build it up to 50,000 is quite phenomenal.
This year, a standout of the Anzac Events program was the arrival of the HMAS Newcastle and the crew taking part in commemorations. Newcastle RSL Sub-Branch President Ken Fayle says the importance of Anzac Day is being recognised by the younger generation.
We've noticed a substantial increase in the number of the now generation turning up at the commemorative services, quite often with their kids, and they're doing it on a continuing basis.
The Anzac spirit will continue to unite the city of Newcastle for many years to come.
The countdown has begun, with just over 200 days until the Newcastle 500 Supercars race. And while there's still opposition to the event, a recent Community Fun Day proved there's also plenty of support.
Some of the V8 Supercars top drivers were on hand last week as the first tickets for the Newcastle 500 went on sale. Despite ongoing opposition to the event from some East End residents, the Community Fun Day showed there's plenty of support for the season-ending race.
That was the first opportunity for local people, local fans to show how much they cared about the event, and they certainly came out in droves by the look of it.
Over 10,000 tickets were sold on the day as anticipation for the November race revs up. The day was a promising start to what is set to be Newcastle's biggest event yet. Rhianna Lantry, UON News.
A recent study by the Brotherhood of St Lawrence has found 18% of 15 to 24-year-old Australians want more work but can't get it. To combat the ever-changing nature of the workforce, entrepreneur Jessica Contz created Crave Newcastle, her own social media enterprise at only 24.
I think it's amazing seeing people that are young as well and entrepreneurial and doing their own thing. I would 100% say that if you feel like you've got a good idea, just roll with it.
Renew Newcastle also embraced the entrepreneurial spirit, giving local artists, designers and community groups access to vacant commercial space. Through innovation, both Crave and Renew are showcasing Newcastle to a national audience and providing jobs for local people. A local theatre company has put gender identity centre stage with a play called Do Your Parents Know You're Straight? The play is a unique take on a coming out story. Teenager Casey is a straight male in a world where homosexuality is considered the norm. The production wants to represent the hardships faced by LGBT+ youth. Assistant Director Cassie Hamilton says on-stage representation is important for self-acceptance.
I think if I had, that would have helped me personally with coming to terms with it and realize and sort of validating my experience and saying it's all right, like it's normal.
Once, tattoos were considered taboo and part of a secretive culture associated with gangs and criminals. A Newcastle Museum exhibition shows tattoos are being embraced as works of art in their own right.
Thousands of Novocastrians flocked to Newcastle Museum to see Perseverance, a display of Japanese tattoos, which wrapped up this week. Museum manager Julie Baird says the exhibit's popularity shows Australian society is becoming more accepting of tattoos.
And I think an understanding that it's actually art, that it's not just, stick and poke scratch work, it actually means something.
There is no law in Australia which bans tattoos in the workplace, and 1 in 5 Aussies admits to having at least one tattoo. And with almost 1,000 tattoo studios in Australia, the popularity of this body art is showing no signs of slowing down.
Now the weather. Sunny with winds of 25 to 35 kilometres an hour, becoming light in the afternoon, top of 18 degrees. More news in an hour.